Hi Lawrence, the first thing we need to talk about is these arrows here. This is the standard bow and arrow that we're having some problems with. The main issue is that if we pull hard enough, this just comes straight off. There's a tiny bit of glue on the end, a tiny bit, and it's not holding it. So the purpose of this video is to show you what we can do. We also need to shorten them so they're like this. I'll tell you the measurements in a moment, but the first thing I want to do is go through what we're going to do in order to make this stick on. Okay, the first thing that we need to do is create some adhesion cuts area here. So what we're going to do is with a knife make some cuts in there, not too deep. This is going to allow the adhesive to make better purchase because the wood is such a tight fit inside the suction cup. The glue is not remaining on this surface here because there's no adhesion for it. So lots of little ridges. It might be worth making a tool that speeds this up, maybe with multi-blades on it, but I'm just showing you by hand on this one here. So what we end up with is lots of tiny little cuts on there. This is the Loctite super glue that we can buy in the UK. I'm not sure what your findings are going to reveal in terms of the glue that you're going to use, but this is a strong glue that we've been testing. What we're going to need to do is put some on the end. That's very important. This glue is a very thin liquid, so you need very little of it, tiny little bits in there. It also dries extremely quickly. What we're also going to do is put a little blob down the bottom inside there, because it's very important that we get the maximum of the contact areas glued together. Now if we push that in there, it's very important that we get a hard push. The ends must meet. So we push it down hard. You'll see that some of the glue has come out of the end there. There's glue here. It's important that whichever glue you use in China is a non-toxic glue, so that when people put these in their mouths, they don't get poisoned by that glue there. So we need to have a non-toxic glue. I'm not sure exactly what this exact glue is. So we'll let that dry for 5 minutes now, and then we'll come back to that in a moment. What we need to do is make these arrows shorter. Now obviously there's already arrows existing in China that have been fully completed, so the procedure for making them the correct length will be like this. You remove that, see how easy that came off. There is a bit of glue on there, but it's just not holding it. I don't think that was even pushed all the way on. Anyway, the length for these will need to be 250 millimeters.
Just repeat that again.
250 millimeters. That's 25 centimeters long. That is before the suction cup goes on. So what I've done is I've marked it. I'm going to take the saw. It's very important that that piece is cut straight, so that when it goes inside, it makes maximum contact with that surface inside there. That is quite important. So again, just to reiterate, I'll just sand that down, make my cuts. We take the glue, put the glue on, just a little bit of glue, not too much because you don't want too much to end up. Some on the end as well, extremely important that it goes on the end. Some in here, quick dollop down the end there. And then we push that in right the way down. Hard push there. Now that is the correct length of arrow. With the sucker on, the measurement is going to be 26 centimetres, so that's 260 millimetres. So that is how we need to have the arrows. Shorter, and with these secured on with a glue, what we'll do in a minute when this glue is dried, we'll show you that it will not come off. Okay, we're about 5 minutes away. This is the arrow that we've glued together with the super glue, the appropriate glue, and now it will not come off. It's just not going to happen. I cannot pull that off, no matter how hard I pull. We need that to withstand ideally 100 Newton meters. It simply won't come off. That's what it needs to be.